Chinese Goliaths, Chinese Contenders Goliaths at that, with even like predetermined grit on the line of who's going to be going towards that Pacific Showdown. It's going to be interesting. Flag versus CC, all things considering. A lot of DPS on the board for CC. They're coming out here flexing their guns. Main tank Gaga on the hamster, looking for backline pressure, while Flag, they got Evil X feeling right at home on that Sombra.
Oh, that's exactly where you want to see Evil X. Shocheng as well in the mix. Again, he was most famously made famous last season off of his Doomfist play. Likely we won't see it come out here, so how can he adapt to the new changes in the game? JWJ able to open things up onto the opposing Zenyatta. So with that barrage already ready to go into play, even though Flag has opened things up, the barrage will come on in. Only to find one, but it's onto a crucial target of that Zarya. The rest of the front line will melt away. Songboost will do what he can to take down the rest, but Gaga will follow up, and it's only 12% given before CC start taking some of their own.
Yeah, JWJ, if those are confused of who this breakout DPS player is formerly known as Jason. Made a lot of waves last 2 seasons of Contenders in 2018, 2 and 3 to be specific. Coming out here, no slouch at all. Pair that along with Songboost, a very formidable DPS player within their own right. And this Pharah, Sombra combination is quite scary indeed to deal with. And it almost makes it very easy, so that way Mango can just kind of hang out on the backline and find all of those orbs of destruction for free.
Oh, Gaga will pile drive into a very good spot. Fortunately, still had the adaptive shield as the EMP did come through from Team CC, and there will be enough follow-up here as Gaga retreats back to get full HP, but he did his work, he did his part, played his role. Say it any way you want, his impact was absolutely felt, and Flag Gaming have to back up once again to reset.
Yeah, what's been most stellar so far is VK for me personally. Pacific Contenders previously with Hong Kong attitude, now coming in here as the flex role on this Tracer, and that's what you really love to see too, is when that flex competitive player is able to actually flex off the diva and go over to these high bursting damage dealers like Tracer.
Great minefield to gain some separation here. Transcendence will be used essentially just to get through it for Flag Gaming, but as it expires, now JWJ has a free line of sight, and you can hear him licking his lips for the barrage, and it comes down, but he gets hacked immediately afterwards, but still was able to find the Brigida. So 5-on-5 action, make that 5-on-4 as Shocheng once again has found himself lingering near the wrong side of Gaga, who will find the elimination, and again, it will be flipped to Flag Gaming's direction, but how long will that possibly last? You can't imagine it lasting too much longer, as there are numbers here for Team CC, so they'll give up what looks to be another 12% actually, and they'll flip it back into their favor, looking to close out the first set here on Lijiang.
Without any win condition set inside their own ultimates as well. I mean, sure, they have the Deadeye, which is bursting, but when you're landing rockets like that, JWJ is just going to shut you down. Goodness. Just rockets after rockets, hack. He doesn't care. He's just going to land all these rockets, and you're not even going to make it to the point. Flag have no answer for the way that CC are playing around hack and a rocket and a hard place of those Lions in the courtyard. And Team CC are playing around with this with their entire team quite wonderfully. They have quite a few DPS players to be playing around too, so it's always going to be exciting to see how they play around with it. CEO especially played last season with Team CC, is formerly known as 5 King, previously on Shanghai Dragons. You can see that veteranship coming through, even though was on Mercy, now on Lucio for Control Center, is the nature of this map. Really able to keep the entire team together, healing, bursting all the way through. And Control Center is a very interesting map as it brings out some very interesting variations of triple support, triple tank. CC opt in for a Mei variation, while Flag Gaming, they try out one more time with a Rien Zarya composition with Evil X back on the Sombra.
Songboost will able to put down a great wall. Gaga charges right into the face of PkMnPanda, and
oh yeah,
now it's just icicle throwing. A little bit of a maybe Nordic Olympic sport coming at us as Songboost is able to do a pretty good job of also blocking out the back and finding some more of those icicle launches, then able to get right back out. Team CC will find the early control, and I don't like to harp on the negatives too much for this kind of a set, Panda, but we have to keep our eye on Shocheng. Again, he made such an impact on the Doomfist last season, but struggled a bit when playing Zarya. Has he improved? He's already very low, and once again, Songboost has put Team CC in a great spot to win the opening fight.
Wow!
Oh, a single catch out. Thanks for playing. Go ahead, enjoy respawn, and again, more staggers off the back end of it. CC looking absolutely in control.
Those are the kind of walls that make Seagull proud right there. And,
yeah.
Flag Gaming, you're not wrong. Shochang just struggling on Zarya regardless. Cooldown management is a little bit over the place, using the bubble a little bit preemptively before a freeze starts coming through. Even though it will come through regardless, you want to use that basically as a cleanse in this situation. There's going to be a bash and a freeze your Reinhardt's going to have to battle through. Regardless of how much charge you get, you're going to have to deal with it. Oh, the 1v1 on the point shift.
Respect the 1v1. Respect the 1v1. Oh. No longer hacked as CO. He's doing the runaround as much as possible.
Oh, come on.
Songboost comes through, actually gets taken down by Shochang, so now an opportunity for Flag to move on in. A very good staggered play for EvilX, the EMP as well. And combination, the Earthshatter. This is looking nice for Flag Game, but they're not able to find eliminations quite as of yet. Finally, the Graviton Surge will finish things off. It's just down to taking down the Reinhardt. They'll do so, but a brilliant play for EvilX. We were singing his praises about him playing the Sombra earlier. He touches point, forces CC to come on back, and you see what happens afterwards.
Yeah, and most importantly, the one member that was back there from CC dealing with it was CO, the Lucio. So all of CC unable to make it back there as quickly as they would wanted to. Even though EvilX only found one with the EMP, it still was enough. They were able to outlast the Transcendence from Mango and able to take the point respectively. Blizzard, however, might spell differently.
Another good position for Songboost. He's able to separate everybody out by the Blizzard, forcing the sound barrier out quickly from Flag, and not even able to keep Melons alive. Another good wall being placed down as they're just focusing on Feng Mian. And now it's just up to how much staggered capture percentage can Flag Gaming get. That was the attempt, at least from Yowzi. Not going to be fine much, as they will be taken down, and CC will flip the point back in their favor. And another great wall. Songboost has been clinical, breaking up all of Flag Gaming routinely.
And Flag Gaming's probably not even going to get another contest here. Melon's not able to get his feet to the point here. Could be very, very difficult, to say the least. CC are going to be having a grab and a self-destruct, or a grab and a Earthshatter to meet them at the door. Charge wildly to the point. It's going to start overtime.
All right, well, it comes down to who from Flag can come in together. Oh, Transcendence and Sombra used together, but no, it was Earthshatter being used in the front door, Graviton Surge on the side door. Nobody could touch in time. Team CC take a very solid control 2-0 on Li Zhang. And again, I would think our expectations, again, for most of these players returning from Chinese contenders, you put the rosters side by side, and Team CC, that team that sat in second after the most recent season of Chinese contenders, looking like they could be another big force to be reckoned with here again in 2019.
Yeah, and nevertheless, pulling slightly ahead in this race, it's going to be Team CC in a way that they're able to quite literally flex on top of the way the Flag wants to be playing out their game. You know what was most interesting to watch along the way was that charge that I called out to start off that overtime, was the entire team of CC just pulling back to the point. They didn't want to have a reprise of what was basically the proverbial 1v1 of a Sombra versus a Lucio on the point. And what worked out so wonderfully in that regards too was the entire team was just taken off guard. Flag Gaming just were kind of stuck in the hallway, trying to even get to the point, as it was their Lucio that started overtime and ended up biting the dust, going down. So the rest of the team, again, without a Lucio, when you have that many tanks, I mean, I'm sure you've played a tank without Lucio. You're kind of slow, mate. You're kind of slow. You're
a little bit, you feel like you're walking through molasses. I do beg your pardon, actually. Team CC was second in their pool that I was looking at. They actually finished in the semifinals, losing to Flag Gaming there. So a little bit of a mix-up of mine. I apologize. I do beg your forgiveness. But we'll be back just after this break. We'll have map number 2, Team CC already up 1-0. We'll see if they can make it 2 right after this. Welcome back. IHOLDSHIFT, PkMnPanda. Got ourselves ready to go for some King's Row action. Team CC coming out the gates hot against Flag Gaming, but can Flag Gaming turn things around? That is the question to be posed. And Panda, just general reactions from what you saw in the first map as we transition to the hybrid.
Well, I think what's most impressive is just how Team CC are willing to play two compositions to a very high level with DPS, and then with a high tank caliber, triple tank, triple support that is, to such a high degree. They're really utilizing all of their off-season pickups to such a high level, and that's what I really like to see. Both from Pacific Contenders with their Hong Kong attitude pickups of Mango J and VK have been stellar so far. Combo that along with JWJ and Song Boost, Team CC have been very strong.
Oh, how about this defensive setup though for Flag, as Gaga thinks he's got himself a cheeky opening and pile drives right into a steel trap. Yes, I said steel trap. Shochain coming in with the Junkrat, and that was just absolute planted. Was Gaga just serving himself up on a silver platter. JWJ looking for a cheeky angle, but we take it down very quickly. And again, a very unorthodox start here for Flag, but you're already seeing the dividends of it as it's able to find that big on route into Gaga, who will make us full cell change.
Yeah, and Flag's defense is pretty normal to see. You'll see it on a lot of hybrid maps, most seen on Hollywood, specifically, in the Overwatch League and higher chances like that. Diving, just trying to get as much poke damage. The idea is to get underneath this composition so they don't find value, but Shochang's hitting those.
Yup. Concussion mine, regular grenade launcher doesn't seem to make much of a difference. And oh my goodness, mid-air as well. If turn him upside down, put him in a zero gravity chamber, he'll probably hit those two. Shochang showing off his versatility a little bit more here, as again, we talked about him being that really stellar Doomfist player from last season with the ability to flex onto things like the Sombra and the Zarya. He's showing the versatility off even more so, as he does have a Riptire essentially ready to go here for the next push.
Melon's Orisa is really nice. It plays along to his playstyle. He's not the most aggressive main tank as well. Leave that over aggression and just let the bunker just be in the place wherever he sees fit.
Watching Mango here trying to throw out these healing darts as much as possible. Riptire up and over, looking for a target. Will search and find one that was on the Gaga just before he got into the back line. And so much disruption from this Flag Gaming defense. Have there even been any eliminations yet? I mean, yes, technically Faraway died, but he gets brought back in res form. I don't think there's been a full-on respawn yet from Flag Gaming.
I think what's a more crazier thing to look at is I don't think Melons has moved from this perch. It's just a horse on a perch, and that's how Melons typically feels. They're cycling ultimates really well, winning off of a handful, halfway to another Valkyrie, winning off of a Riptire previously. Infrared sight is coming down, so they know where JWJ is going to be coming from. I can only imagine.
Primal Rage, though, for Gaga, as they continue to build on this dive composition, does Team C bringing a Genji to the mix. They do have a Nano Boost ready to go, but Gaga might need that sooner rather than later, as he's very low. Will unfortunately take down the Supercharger, but he falls, and again, Mango, I think, is just saving this, trying to hope that his Genji is able to find some success, but he gets completely still trapped up, and once again, the defense pushes back. Not even the full second tick of progress made yet.
Yeah, Song Boost opened up that fight really well with an opening elimination onto Farway that then got immediately resurrected by Feng Mian. And what was most impressive is that the resurrection didn't get punished. The ability is there in the kits in between CC, but they're all trying to go for their own individual picks. That if JWJ takes the focus from Evil X, then Shochang's focus is taken away from Gaga as he dives that. It's just kind of all over the place where they could end up taking care of the same target at the same time. That's how dive's supposed to work, but then you get sniped in the face.
Peel and CO off the pavement will be Team CC after that headshot.
Where's your head?
As he was, I don't know. It's gone. It's completely gone.
What?
And now Team CC left staggering. They need to get in here sooner rather than later. Time is absolutely against them. You can see Songboost trying to make his way through the backside. Will at least touch the point, but Gaga's already down. And Team CC, this is not going well for you. Sure, you get yourself a little bit of success here with the DMAC plus the headshot on the Evil X, but this is a naked Nano Boost. There's no blade behind it, and Evil X is still able to find the Venom Mine kill somehow, so able to sustain is, once again, Flag Gaming. Melons is, like you mentioned, staying sturdy on all four legs, and Shochang has had himself quite a performance here on defense. Riptire just to secure it. It's been insane to see, and I don't even think that he's going to need to get this one off. No one can touch in time. Flag Gaming Full hold. Talk about your good old-fashioned comebacks.
Straps are absolutely mental. I'm telling you, man, like that's you won't hear me say this phrase too often. That's some high-level Junkrat play right there, and you really you really love to see it too. Spam what you will, chat, because that Junkrat play was very, very well versed. I don't even think that Shochen got eliminated on Junkrat.
I don't think so either.
The entire focus was all over the place. Melons, like you said, all 4 legs holding sturdy and like unable to fully commit to one elimination, always punished on top of the dive that Gaga was continuously looking for. It just was never there. The entire front line of Team CC was just never alive in the mid fight. There wasn't even a mid fight because everybody just got obliterated because they were all getting trapped up, and that was just the nature of that entire fight. I mean, you could take a double sniper, sure, but when you're stuck between a sniper scope and a couple grenades and bear traps, yeah, I'll take that too.
All right, mark it there. Panda said it first and foremost. Top level Junkrat gameplay coming out of China from Shocheng. Things looking good, but of course we still have to swap sides. And well, I mean, if you were ever to swing the momentum back in your favor for Flag Gaming, this has been quite the statement after what looked to be a very decisive control going the way of Team CC. I mean, these are 2 teams that in the past we've seen them play, at least based on the compositions that, again, these guys, I won't say that they don't like to play 3-3, but they usually like to flex often onto other roles, and we're seeing that here so far as Flag. They'll get the opening scout from the sniper pickup on the Widow scope, and then they'll immediately flip on over to use the Zarya-based goats, with the exception of no Diva in place of a Sombra instead. Yeah, and it's still a very powerful composition. You build up to that EMP. They didn't find much success with it. Song Boost is going to be going tit for tat against Evil X. Early hack, however, Flag Gaming find footing on the point. Almost in the back hotel. First tick as well, but Team CC will deplete that all the way down to 0. So it's just down to how do you reposition this for Flag. You can see they're taking the position of the defenders essentially as far as proximal respawn, and oh my goodness, immediately stunned out and finished up was Yaozi. JWJ just holding down left click and W at the same time. And where are you going, Flag Gaming? How do you rotate back into this? This is a really tough spot to be in. Again, this team is the team on offense. By the way, Shochen trying to work their way back through, and it looks like CC will give them the space to regroup, as again, they are split away from their respawn.
How do you even make it back to the rest of your team, too? I mean, like, this is the whole point of this composition. You're supposed to be playing together. Sure, Shochen has resources. You have the hotel in between the 2 members. It comes down to Evil X has to land this hack. Good spinning maneuvers coming through. JWJ is not quick with the flick of the wrist.
EMP finds 5 though from Team CC, and Gaga's able to follow up on 2, that being Melons and Yaoji. So it's just down to maybe finding some staggered pickups. And I'm actually a little surprised that Team CC didn't just take the Alderworth Hotel and keep them split. Hello, Graviton Surge?
Whoa.
That's a solo surge, and there might not be enough damage to follow up. Fortunately, there's some support coming through from Mango, who does lock in a couple of headshots with the Orb of Destruction, but that was ambitious, and it nearly was penalized.
Not gonna lie, saw that come out, totally thought it was a right click, and I saw that ult charge come out, heard the voice, and I'm like, oh wait, no, this is actually happening right now.
Yeah, this is the real thing.
He completely just yeeted that across the entire choke point of, from the statue. Man,
nice CMP, translocate in, able to find the support line as well as the front, but it does not find the Zenyatta, so the Transcendence comes through, but it's just not enough healing. There's too much damage as Shochen was able to find a free Graviton Surge, and all that's needed is 2 and essentially 2/3 ticks, and now it's just a solo play from Song Boost. Thanks for trying, Fred. But this one will come all the way through. Nice little Earth Shatter to make sure nobody touches, and Flag Gaming, just like that, says anything you can do on Control, we can do better on Hybrid, as all they needed was not even a full capture of the point. Flag Gaming, tie things up 1-1.
Yeah. That was very quick and decisive for Flag Gaming, looking really good on their own flexible composition. I walked in to Kings Row talking about how Team CC were looking really good through Control on it, but yeah, Flag Gaming just rip off Team CC socks and shove them in my mouth, and that's I really do be like that sometimes. But it's Flag Gaming, on the other hand, where they were really doing well, was I suppose just kind of playing against the kit and the wants that Team CC were looking for on their attack, right? Because they were always just diving in the same spots,
yeah,
not finding value, not dealing with the bear traps that were so blatantly placed where the Widowmaker was sniping from and Junkrat was raining rock grenades from. And then on for their defense, Team CC, they knew that EMP was going to be coming through inevitably, that they didn't need to be playing that grouped up. More or less, they should have been playing more cautiously, that they should have been able to penalize. More importantly, that Graviton Surge, you definitely wanted that to be in that pocket. Had that Graviton Surge been there, probably been looking at a longer defense, because time was definitely against the attackers of Flag Gaming, and it was whittling down there to be about like a minute 30 before the capture actually came through. So Graviton Surge, maybe, like we were saying during the cast, a little over ambitious, but still got ourselves a series.
We sure do, as the first two maps came through in very dramatic fashion, but we'll send things to a quick break. We'll be back after the halftime to pursue this next set into map number 3. Come back with us, won't you? We'll have the assault just after this. Welcome back, friends and family, or estranged other loved ones. We've got ourselves Chinese Contenders going on, Flag Gaming taking on Team CC. If you didn't know, Panda over here, my right, is actually an estranged loved one. We'll talk more about that a little bit after the cast. But Panda, we've got ourselves quite a...
Who told you?
Quite a different storyline building here between these two teams. But here we go. We'll have a Rise of Lunar Colony to start things off for our second half.
Exposing my secrets, like Flag Gaming exposing CC's attack on King's Row.
Oh, let's say we saw Doomfist for one hot second.
Not on this patch, you're not.
Nope.
Not on this patch. Shochang, I mean, honestly, you need a little bit more of prayer and a dream. Got a swap in here for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you take a look at the top left, top side of your screen for Team CC, we got ourselves an Australian.
Aussie.
We have ourselves IHU up in here playing the Zarya inside the 3-3 composition. No flag gaming. You're just rolling over CC with their somber composition.
Yeah.
Still good to see a swap come in here to IHU up. Gonna see their ult economy plays out. And flag gaming is just playing out this composition so wonderfully. You know, we highlighted briefly back on Control. EvilX is a Sombra player. Flexed onto Sombra. Before Sombra was cool. That's right. That's right. He wears his sunglasses at night. He's not afraid. But halfway to an EMP already, flag gaming looked to create a snowball opportunity into the second point. CC fully regrouped and respawned.
Yeah, but Gaga did make a late swap onto the Reinhardt. Again, that was a very easy walk through the park for Flag Gaming, but looking to make this stroll more of a jog as they come into the second point again, like you mentioned, with ultimates close and almost ready to go. Careful, Gaga, you're very low again, and there's not enough burst healing, and the Earthshatter does connect onto one, and with that comes a DMAC plus an elimination on the Mango, and oh my goodness, Flag Gaming, I don't know where this was in map number 1, but they have absolutely obliterated Team CC.
It was right there, says Shochang. Ball coming through just as a stall. It's absolutely dismantled. Scurries away.
What?
Just scurries away back. Yeah. That was
wow.
That was, I mean, VK was so low. There was so much burst damage that was being thrown down in that small room. So much value being taken away from the burst damage from Sombra all the way to Orbs of Destruction. Flag Gaming just had so much charge from Shochang that all he had to do was just put his dot on the enemies, which were full of tanks and all grouped up anyway. And they got absolutely obliterated. I mean, you can see, and let's not keep it, this isn't the live patch, ladies and gentlemen. This is the previous patch. This is where Zarya's right clicks expand upon charge that she has inside the particle beam cannon, which become quite literally explosive when you're in a 3-3 matchup and the entire team of Team CC are just bottlenecking themselves on top of one mega pack.
Now, I got to hit on one more thing, because this is the second time we've seen Horizon Colony, and the second time we've seen the defense play up and aggressively and essentially not pay off, because, again, you're limited on your rotations back to the point.
Right.
That is where the snowball has happened now twice that we've seen on this map. I mean, talk me through the positioning defensively, because at the moment, I'm just not quite seeing what these Chinese teams are kind of trying to gather as far as what is the success rate here. This isn't Rialto. You can't hold up in their spawn and find a good second defense. I mean, I don't mean to make that sound like a mockery, but I'm personally just sitting here and wondering where the success rate they think is going to be coming from, because so far it's just led to 2 straight snowballs.
Well, you're not making the walk back from your spawn room on Horizon Lunar Colony to stall point A like you are on Escort on Rialto. That's definitely a fair analogy at that. What's most importantly about the very close-up defense that you see on Horizon is that the attackers have to walk towards you. So naturally, you'll have better poke as the defending team. You'll have more shield, perhaps. But when you start taking too much damage and you get resources pulled out of your defense early on, is when the attackers are going to press the advantage, and then they're going to have the instant ultimate advantage. You see Shochang not only flexing just really good Zarya play the previous attack round, but high sensitivity now on Bastion, a variation of a bunker composition, if you will. Flag Gaming are coming out here on Melons with this Orisa. Very good on King's Row last time. EvilX sticking on the Sombra, Ana, and the Brigitte. Very interesting composition, but it's, like you said, it's bold, even from CC as well with their solo tank.
Yeah, JWJ on this Pharah, he's going to be the focus priority for Shochang, who is being displaced pretty often. So this comes down to where he finds some comfort, and this little choke point back here will find full value of the shield, and the poke is actually pretty good. JWJ having to back up, but again, a lot of space defensively has been given, opening up this right-hand side for Team CC to essentially stroll on in, as that seems to be the leisurely pace of walking that both teams have found so far for point A. At least a little bit more obstacle-ridden is this push so far for Flag Gaming. It just comes down to, sort of Team CC, as they're having a little bit of trouble making their way fully onto the point. Again, Shochang at any given point in time can set themselves up. This is a nice push here from Gaga. Is able to get onto the high ground. A full EMP does come through onto 3 members, though, of Team CC, but again, there's no follow-up on the back end of it. JWJ able to survive and get the heals beyond it, so we're essentially reset the EMP used for essentially nothing.
And what's most important, too, about running solo tank against Sebastian, you see how slow Shochang is building up that ultimate where Gaga is not finding a lot of value. What's most important about CC is that the shield breaks for Flag Gaming. Getting 2 ticks of progress already.
It's looking good for a full-on hit.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Configuration coming through. A lot of opportunities with the barrage right in his face. He wasn't ready for that one. That's not quite how you draw that ultimate charge up. And it looks like off the back end, Team CC should be able to push through, but there are still some frontliners here to contest. This Orisa as well as also the Supercharger being drawn in, but I don't know. That doesn't look like it's going to go so well. Team CC will be able to finish this one off no problem. This will be a push into the second point with plenty of time. Still 5.5 minutes left to go.
Look how fast you make it over there. The spawns are still coming through. In Flag Gaming, they have to rally out a spawn. Melon's onto the Winston. Dragon Strike is coming through, and CC are already finding footing onto the second point, and they have ultimates to play around with.
They do, but can they find any targets? Shochang is being a distraction in the backline. He's found himself one, almost a second. He's got a Mercy very low. Can he quite find it? They're able to hit one more off of the blink. JWJ with no exit available as far away is able to hit one more of those stim shots in a negative healing fashion towards JWJ. That'll be enough to push him back. But this is, again, you know, run me through this defensive setup because Shochang is switching to a Tracer on point B, something we don't see all that often.
Yeah, more importantly, just to get out there quickly as you see them swapping over to a more familiar composition. Farway sticking on this Ana is going to have to deal with a lot of pressure. More importantly, a lot of shielding to support through. One good biotic grenade will shut down CC's entire push, who have to most importantly push through. We have another economic push on our hands as they try to build it up to their ultimates, but EvilX can offset all of that tempo with an EMP. Here it is.
Nice, good EMP. 5 players. Gaga instantly deleted, and it just comes down to can anyone else get away? Farway is doing a very nice job with this Ana, able to not only deal out the healing, but also finding himself in the kill feed, dealing the damage as well. Flag Gaming setting up a very solid defense off the back end of really not much but an EMP.
Yeah, the biotic rifle for Ana, let's not forget, when you scope in, is hit scan, so it's very direct, but the biotic grenade was also wonderfully placed. You can amp up the heals for your friendlies while taking away the heals, negating them, if you will, for Team CC as they push in yet again. I eat you up, struggling to find charge, only 26%. Most of that naturally accrued ultimate charge for the Zarya player Team CC as they look to attack again.
Easy boost, Melons. He's not quite over to an Earthshatter yet, but that extra damage boost and obviously the health is appreciated. But a very nice peel back for Team CC, letting that nano boost fade away and then choosing to re-engage. What will they use to possibly break it? They don't have much. DK does, of course, have a self-destruct sequence, but nothing else is really all that close. Mango should get a Transcendence for this fight, but they've already lost one, or he's already been dropped, rather, should I say, as he gets taken down very quickly. So even though Melons has gone away, there's no healing really here for Team CC, as there's no sustained ultimates besides the rally, which will be used. So Team CC thinking they have a chance to win this. The Graviton Surge is there, plus the EMP, and the follow-up should be good, as it looks like it will be. Even Yaoji using the Bunny Blaster for a small time, but that's not going to result in enough damage. EvilX is just trying to do what he can, but a lot of time delayed here. This VK will be demacked, but it just comes down to the respawns on the back end of this, and I don't know if it's going to be there for Team CC. Sure won't be.
Yeah, and then the passive for Pilot Diva ends up getting procced out there, the stall. If you did not know, that is Pilot Diva's passive. Able to get out, get the remac though. No charge over to the self-destruct, 74% over to the next one. Gonna be right on par. Needs that for the Graviton Surge. I eat you up. Flag Gaming doing a great job cycling through their support ultimates and tank ultimates. 5-man EMPs from EvilX. Mango J was just outside. 97% to the Transcendence. Didn't even get hit by the EMP. Almost had that save all the steam.
Shield bash, but boosted again as Melon's EMP comes out once again. 6-man plus the Shatter. Thank you for playing. Try again next time. This business is only open between the hours of 9 to 5. 5:01 will not cut it. Flag Gaming says come back tomorrow.
Yeah, he's checking IDs on the way in and out too. EvilX is just actually gatekeeping the heck out of point B, and even though 37.8% specifically was taken for Team CC, they're getting closer. They have 5 ultimates. The rally will get fully charged in the middle of this fight, but most importantly, they got the bigger bang combo. Can they find footing into this point as a full 6-man roster and find this combo? And
it just comes down to what could potentially be his Fang Man's going to have a big sound barrier. There it is. It comes out early. Would also be charged. Earthshatter does find a couple, but there's no follow-up as everyone was on the high ground, at least marginally so. Good headshots also bringing in from far away, and the damage is dealt from the rest of the support line of Flag Gaming, but it's at a steep cost. 3 players down, so we're looking at essentially a 4-on-3 favoring Team CC, and it looks like even more damage will be dealt here, but still a lot of delay happening for Flag Gaming. They're not going away yet, waiting for some respawns. Rally coming out of spawn, and just nick of time. EVOX coming through, another 6-man EMP plus the grab. Oh, we told you once, we were not open for business. Come back later, and Team CC will be pushed back again.
This team of Flag Gaming are just absolutely, they're playing so well, and we can say it again. Where was this team on control? Because the way the Flag Gaming are disengaging, they gave up a tick for free for CC, as the rest of the team, more importantly, Shochang, was able to make it out with all the charge hidden inside the particle beam cannon to make it back inside to find value with the EMP Graviton Surge. Without that charge left over, that Graviton Surge was not going to be able to find as much value, and Team CC are now left in a last team fight scenario. 10 seconds sets in between them and being able to get onto this last...
Oh my goodness, the combination just too good. The individual hack onto Gaga, plus the Earthshatter to follow up. Yes, Melons falls, but it comes at the cost of nearly the entire support line of Team CC, and this is looking very dire, and you cannot really mathematically think of too many ways that they are able to finish this one off. Another EMP for show. Nice particle effects to finish off the map. Flag Gaming will hold the second.
EMP for funsies, and that's exactly what I'm trying to get at here. Evil X has literally played Sombra. It almost feels like since release, the way that they are able to maneuver the ins and outs of that very intricate kit of Sombra is stellar. And when you compare that with a more the composed front line, it's going to look pretty good. Like I said, Melons isn't the most aggressive main tank in the world, but those opportunities are presenting themselves because, I mean, hell, you wouldn't be afraid if the enemy didn't have any abilities, right? I mean, and if they didn't have a silence, and we did, and your Sombra's finding 5 4-man EMPs at minimum, yeah, your team's going to be doing pretty well.
They just want to play the game, Panda. Let them push the buttons. That's it.
Almost feels like a fighting game out here. Almost feels like a fighting game out here.
Just hitting joysticks. That's all they're doing right now.
You just can't play the game.
Not able to play the game. That's what we have started off first. Again, it was a very solid start for Team CC. Flag Gaming have hit back, and they've hit back hard. They're up 2 maps to 1. We will go on to the pure escort just after this to see if we'll see a map 5, or will Flag Gaming keep steamrolling through? We'll find out the answer right when we come back. Well, we've got a set on our hands, but it's a little bit different than we may have thought to start things off. Flag Gaming currently up 2-1 on IHOLDSHIFT. That's PkMnPanda. Good to have you guys. Welcome. Good morning to you, or potentially good afternoon, depending on where you are, as we are about to potentially finish off our last set of the day here in Chinese Contenders before we get rolling with the rest of our week. And we will finish things off, well, potentially, I keep saying it, we will potentially finish things off here on Junkertown. Of course, CC looking to send this one to Game 5, hopefully.
Yeah, it's the name of the game for them, as they look to defend first with a double sniper composition. Pulled Pork Gaga on Orisa versus with Mango J on the Roadhog. Solo support, it's very interesting. It's probably a smart idea. VK on the D.Va is a must-have, but keeping that D.Va inside the mech could be a struggle. As you can see, the Sips are sailed. EvilX is on the Hanzo with Shochang on the Bastion. Team CC is not going to have a shield for long here, Shift.
Yeah, EvilX is actually using the Storm Arrows just to help break it. Oh, he almost had himself an angle on the opponent Widow. That's I Eat You Up, who again we talked about in very brief fashion in the last map. It didn't last very long though, so we didn't have a lot of time to talk about him. EvilX will open things up though with the pick onto Gaga. So without that Orisa shield being there, it looks like smooth sailing for Flag Gaming unless something miraculous can happen. And with Faraway and EvilX gone, that is a little bit of a slowdown, but again, there's just too much support and too much frontline here. Mango from the back line. Will they be able to touch in time? Just narrowly, but at the cost of the mech coming out for VK and the life as well, and it will actually touch. So now it's just up to Mango to try to stay alive, and Shochang just giving our screen a little bit of a shake just to tell you how he's feeling about that push.
Fungmian embracing his inner Neptuno, pop the Valkyrie, instantly try to take the duel against I Eat You Up. I Eat You Up, not full charge headshot. He nearly took the Mercy out of the sky. But it's still the capture point, regardless of the fact CC's not swapping. It's a very interesting choice.
Yeah,
halfway to a supercharger. It's not really paying any dividends thus far. Here the chase down. Good job.
And a very open angle here as the whole hog comes through. Mango Jai will push everybody back with it. Just a little bit of displacement there, but meanwhile, the point is still in contest. Nice pull to keep the Orisa a little bit uncomfortable as the res from CO does actually end up hitting JWJ, and as that supercharger fades away for Flag, all they have is the take configuration as far as ultimates, and here it comes from Shochang. Will he have an opportunity? JWJ had the Zenyatta in his sights, but could not contest it. And it looks like that Shochang ultimate will just be enough to zone everybody away, as there will be some swaps happening for Flag on offense.
It's like the event all over again. You hear the Bastion ultimate, you're just like, where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? And it doesn't come out, and you're just terrified anyway. All the way back to spawn, just swapping back off. Shochang Genji this time around, backed by Melons on the
Another new look.
Yeah, another new look. Very flexible pool coming out from the CPS player thus far in the series. Far away on the Ana. And CC, Mango J on the Ana, I was just about to say would be the pick of choice. Try to anti one, if not two, of Flag.
This is looking good for Shochang. I was about to say, if you're at all worried about him flexing out of these many characters, trust me, he's got the ability to do so. After watching him play Doomfist, he can play characters that rely on a lot of quick positioning changes like you're seeing from the Genji already. Gaga taken down, VK immediately eliminated. No more frontliners for Team CC, and Age 2, my goodness. Blink and you'll miss it. It comes through very quickly, and now we're dealing with almost a 5-minute time bank to finish the map for Team Flag Gaming.
Did more damage in that fight than damage was taken for Flag Gaming. 70% to the blade. Far away, just shortly behind on that nano boost. Probably going to be looking for that combo to shut everything down. CC with the swap over to triple tank, Winston style. A little bit short on it. Not going to have any defensive ultimate to incorporate against it. Shochang is getting closer and closer to that blade. You have to know, if you're Team CC, that will be coming out in the middle of this fight, and you have to be prepared for it. EMP
again finds 6. We're running out of fingers to count how many times he finds 4+ on the EMPs. EvilX is just so good. And again, you talk about value. All you needed was that one ultimate, and now take a look at what tools are available for Flag Gaming. They've got the Boost Blade as well as the Primal Rage. They'll have a Sound Barrier coming up. All things are looking good for Flag Gaming to finish this map.
Yeah, Flag Gaming have the Nano Blade, and they have the win condition. They can back it off by a super dive. And Melons has the Primal Rage, has to pop it out early, got stunned up.
Here it comes, though. Blade able to go through. Shochang finds one that was onto this. The pilot. Eat You Up has nowhere to run. He'll be taken down, slapping through big boy targets. Thick bodies slice just as good as thin ones do. Apparently, as Shochang is able to find 3. Now it just comes down to, will one more contest happen? Look how split Team CC is. Able to touch is the wrecking ball of VK on the desperate swap, the adaptive shield to keep him alive, but now the sound barrier comes through, but the Melons has been taken down. So without the main tank being here for Flag, can they sustain this push? It does not look to be so, as 3 members are running with their tails between their legs. But again, a lot of damage has been dealt. The payload inches away.
Yeah, OWC ended up getting eliminated during the self-destruct sequence. Gonna swap over to the Brigitte. Gonna complete a triple support lineup. Shochang going to combat in the front line with Melons and the Reinhardt with a Zarya of their own. There you go. Complete the entire puzzle. But they're still dropping the Diva for that comfortable Sombra. About to have another EMP for EvilX. Will it be 4? Will it be 6? Find out in this next fight. It all comes down to MangoJ not getting hit by it. This Transcendence could offset the tempo for Flag Gaming entirely.
Look at this. Team CC want to take the front step as they do push on forward with the rally, but very well baited out by Flag as they're able to just back around this rotating corner. And now they have an EMP. Translocate and EMP. Oh my goodness, it finds another 4.
Good trans.
Does get off for MangoJ. So now all of a sudden, can Team CC turn this fight on their head? Again, no frontliner here for Team CC as the Reinhardt is down. BK has also been taken out. So a lot of numbers and frontline presence for Flag as they wanted to slap through the rest of these players. The sound barrier used just to buy some time. Who else can commit, though? There's no more ultimates available. IEU taken down very quickly. Gaga will be pushed out of the fight. VK on again, the desperate swap back over to a wrecking ball. And with Gaga being taken down by the right foot of Faraway, it looks like this will be the finish. It sure will be. Flag Gaming finished the map with plenty of time to spare.
Faraway getting a little bit of a pop-off there at the end, getting the headshot on to JWJ on the way out on the Desperation Tracer. Fantastic job, nevertheless. Good punish, regardless of the fact from the Transcendence. Very, very good punish to notice the Translocator coming flying in there from EvilX. Just wasn't enough. The shielding wasn't available. Junkertown last is just so open that if you don't have speed on your team, you're just not able to tuck back behind that corner, and the EMP was able to take away that ability, nevertheless, from CC. Flag Gaming able to capture all 3 points. And again, we asked ourselves the same question. Where was this team on control?
I don't know.
I mean, like, EvilX's Sombra is actually just firing off on all cylinders. I don't know if he had to get, like, poked and prodded a little bit. I mean, I know myself as a bear that if you get poked a little bit, I mean, you're going to, like, just like let loose. You know, you're just going to go absolute hamburgers on whatever you see in front of you. You're going to see red, essentially, here, bro. And that's what you see coming out from EvilX. I think the minimum amount of members I've seen EMP'd, even if it was just that 1, 2, or 3 times, always finding value. It doesn't matter, even if it's just 1. EvilX is finding so much value on the Sombra. You don't need that Diva at that point. You just let them rock it out, man. Just let them rock it out.
Remember that time that we were questioning if Shochang was going to be improved after not having the ability to play Doomfist? Well, I think he's answered that question with a definitive yes, as he's showcased a number of different heroes so far today.
Yeah.
We'll see what he decides to bring out this time around. It will just be Zarya for Flag, as they look to try to essentially just keep rolling with the same comp that worked for them offensively here on defense. Team CC, they wanted to go with something sniper-friendly, but I think they've scouted out what they're going up against, and they will actually make full-cell changes over to your traditional 3-3, but with the Winston this time.
Because of Flag Gaming's composition and really just being a breakout performance on this Sombra style of triple support, it really sticks a giant thorn in the side of the way Team CC want to utilize IHOLDSHIFT's hero pool. Zarya is obviously not his comfortable hero. A very good sniper, Hanzo, Widowmaker, hit scans, albeit very good, and that's what you want coming out into Junkertown, a very DPS-eccentric map. But Flag Gaming, not going to let you do that.
And they're actually already forcing Team CC to kind of maneuver into unfavorable territories. VK does catch a shield bash. He will stay alive through it, or should, no problem. This comes down to how many resources will be planted his way to keep him at full HP, as this payload has moved its way underneath that first causeway. But again, this is a very dire choke point, and as Flag Gaming have already charged up, well, essentially already charged up their Graviton Surge, this could find very big value early on if they're not expecting it. Gaga will try to jump on, and there it is. The Graviton Surge comes out, and it does lock everybody in place on the staircase. And yeah, I don't think Team CC expected that to be out nearly as fast as it was. You take a look at IEU up only at 58% to his charge. I'm sure they did not make the call saying the grab was ready quite yet, and they'll get punished very quickly.
60% to IEU up, but look at VK. 50%. to the self-destruct. That just shows you where the hack has been placed and where the punishment comes from and why Shoshang was just able to get that Graviton Surge so quickly. CC has support ultimates because they were just pocketing the heck out of that Diva mech, keeping them alive. And all it gave them was a Graviton Surge to be devastated inside. And Flag Gaming now have ultimate economy and control of the pace. They have an EMP ready.
Oh no! EMP finds himself forward, but again, the Transcendence does get off ahead of time. Flag will respond with one of their own. JWJ, the first elimination in this engagement. And Yaoji will just kind of back things up and allow Flag Gaming to reset themselves. They still have number 6 on 5, so they'll push their advantage and make sure Team CC does not get too comfortable on that high ground. So the EMP will only find one, but again, it buys so many seconds.
And what's devastating, too, is that Team CC, they have the composition to deal with this effectively. They're just not utilizing it to its fullest extent. They need JWJ to be playing more further in the backline, almost using Mango J as the bait for Evil X to come through and to get Shield Bash and punish. Every time you get a little bit of damage, it gets punished.
And IU up again. Where's the counter grab? The answer is IU up is nowhere near that fight as Gaga jumped up and over, leaving the rest of his team behind, which was what triggered the Graviton Surge call from Flag Gaming, and another wipe coming out. Oh, Team CC, you know, we talked about where was this Flag Gaming team during the control. Where has Team CC's control gameplay been? They just look like they're completely lost all of a sudden.
Yeah, their heads are being turned around in a full 360 degrees, just trying to deal with this Nat in their backline, and that Nat's name is Evil X, who has another EMP. Nice. I Eat You Up still has this Graviton Surge. Are they going to be able to find any value in it? Are they even going to be able to use
33 seconds, full EMP, 6-man EMP comes through again, and it almost feels like you're just hitting your head up against a wall at a certain point for Team CC. They keep running in, and you're either getting completely EMP'd out, or you're getting completely sucked in by Graviton Surge. And now there's just 20 seconds left. Mango J had put himself onto an Ana, nowhere near the boost yet. And again, all you're essentially playing off of is the Grav Bomb combo, but can't you even find an opportunity to use it? Shochang again to a Graviton Surge, and now how about this for a different look? And a little bit of a play as Flag Gaming comes off to the right-hand side. Oh, BK is able to get themselves 3 off the self-destruct sequence. There is one player touching, that's IEU up, but how big can he go? There's no support here for him, and oh man, the rally gets stopped, but now all of a sudden, okay, opportunity starts to brew. BK comes back through off the respawn, and Panda, all of a sudden, they do clean up too, so potential to push this all the way in.
Very clutch armor pack there to keep IEU up alive, has charged for all of that mana. They're about to have... Ooh. Wow, that sleep was gonna hit, actually. Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Really heads-up play there coming out from Evil X. But then again, they have this nano boost being out, come through. The answer is, how is Flag Gaming gonna get their footing back there? They're going to. They have Rally. They're pulling it in. They have an Earth Shatter here, Shift. They're about to have an EMP.
Yeah, it's really close to the EMP as well. Melons will try to drop the hammer, but we're not able to find anything. Gaga does get boosted, but they're not able to find eliminations. Again, just too much damage coming in from all circumstances. Evil X still waiting to get that EMP, and there it is, looking for a way to move on in, and he finds all 3 members who are low on HP. And Flag Gaming, not today, not these doors, not this day. Wow.
You may not see the Junker Queen today.
No. I don't think anyone wants the Junker Queen any day of the week, actually, if I'm being completely candid with you. But regardless, what we will see today is Flag Gaming walking away with a 3-1 victory. And again, we got to go back to that control. It looked like it was going to be all Team CC all day. Not the case at all. Flag Gaming flips the script pretty quickly. And they're looking like they could potentially be another one of those front runners here in the Chinese contender scene.
I think what's most important to recognize across every tournament being played on this patch, even all the way to the Overwatch League, look at the success that teams have found against teams that don't necessarily know how to deal with a Sombra effectively. Take a match from earlier weeks in the Overwatch League of the Dallas Field versus Seoul Dynasty, for example.
Yeah.
Just the ability to control the tempo, to offset the pace of the fights with that EMP, the hacks. I mean, that last fight just kind of wrapped it up in a beautiful bow, too. The EMP came through. Biotic Grenade soon after by far away, and there was just absolutely nothing you're going to be able to do. Vanilla Overwatch, all things included, there's absolutely nothing you're going to be able to do. To take away the defense matrix, take away his shield, there's going to be an insurmountable amount of damage that's going to be coming through soon after. And when you're backed by a strong Sombra player like Evil X, you've been put on watch, Chinese contenders. Watch out for this team. of Flag Gaming.
That's what I like to see the most out of this season as we kind of progress the storyline further. 2018 was all about the big eyebrow, like the single eyebrow raise at Chinese Contenders. Like, what are they doing over there? Turns out the things that they were doing in 2018 were working on the highest level as we're seeing it being adapted to the Overwatch League. So what else can China bring to the forefront of the conversation in competitive Overwatch? And today I think we saw 3 different instances of a lot of different options as far as what could potentially be successful. And again, we are still playing on the previous patch, so we're not even seeing all the changes. We're not seeing Baptiste or any of the damage boost changes that are coming to the table. So this is going to be a very full-throttle Chinese Contenders this season. I could not be more excited to see how these teams develop.
Yeah, and going forward off that, too, off the flexibility, too, I think the most intricate change within them all that's going to be included. Everybody's always asking the questions about the triple tank, triple support. Are we moving away from that? Well, welcome to the region for it, too, because they will show you a multitude of answers. McCree compositions without triple tank, Sombra especially. You add in Genji, all things included. Take a look at Flag Gaming. Don't forget to go back and watch this VOD because as a highlight reel was what Flag Gaming basically assaulted upon everything coming straight out of the gate with that Sombra play. That was very intense. And I think going forward off that, regardless, the way that their tank line was able to correspond well with the back line just made it all seem just very fluid. I think this is the most meta I have ever seen Chinese Contenders play in that regard. But at the end of the day, it's still very refreshing to see. Very nice.
It is, and that actually is the end of the day here for us. Again, this was essentially a rebroadcast from our first week as we did experience some technical difficulties at bringing the coverage out live. We think we have resolved those issues, so if you're looking to watch live Chinese Contenders for week 2 coming up, you can catch us here right around the same time, actually, on Saturday and Sunday. That's AM time. I'm not good at the time zone, but where I am in the Eastern time zone, that's 4 o'clock Eastern time. That I believe the broadcasts do start. So you can catch us here on Saturday and Sunday. Panda, final words from you of what we've seen so far, what we should expect coming up this weekend.
Can't sleep on China. Going forward into this matchup, there's a lot of good shakeup inside all of these rosters. Very competitive matchups. The score lines do not justify how competitive all these matches are. And versatility, flexibility, all things included, it's going to be an interesting ride. It's going to be a great season.
It is. I can't wait to be a part of it. You will catch both myself, IHOLDSHIFT, as well as PkMnPanda on those broadcasts coming up. But until next time, all you friendly faces out there, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until this weekend, hope you all keep holding it down. So long.